Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into the YouTube channel. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about color selection. I think color selection is something that we can kind of get tripped up on because we might just kind of overthink the whole process because we're thinking, well, should I throw a shad pattern, a bluegill pattern, a crawfish pattern? While all of that can be important, I think sticking with the seasonal patterns for what basically fish would be feeding on during that period of the calendar, that's kind of a rough outline that can point you in the right direction for color selection. But I wouldn't just overanalyze it to the point of always changing colors. Yesterday I went fishing with a friend. It reminded me of the importance of, selecting a bait and then trying to fine tune the color selection as the day progresses. Because really we're just trying to make an educated guess for what the fish might want based on what they might be feeding on. And in a particular body of water, it might be pretty simple. If you're on a reservoir where it's really shad driven, then possibly white type shad type patterns are going to be really good. Now, if you're on a place that is known for having a healthy crawfish population, then that's important. But also you might go to some places where there's just a lot of bluegill in the water everywhere you go. It seemed like there's bluegill everywhere. So selecting that for a color combination might be the best bet as well. Yesterday, we got a couple bites not too long into the day that kind of tipped us off on kind of the location, or what we thought was the location of the fish that were in this area and kind of what cover they were utilizing. But that's really not important. What's important is we had a number of bites where they would just really just smack the bait. Getting some bites, my partner was throwing a crankbait and I was throwing a chatterbait type lure, and the combination of us, we were both getting bit, but you could feel a fish just hit the bait and not get it. Or I actually saw a couple times where I saw the fish roll on the bait and I thought he completely had it, and I set the hook and he missed it. It was an interesting case in point type day to where you're going, okay, what is it about the presentation that they don't like? Are we moving it too fast? Are we moving it too slow? Maybe it's a color choice. And that's the first thing that I went to is, I think we're getting those fish to bite. The thing is, they don't seem to want to commit to it. And if we could make a color selection that was imitating more closely the prey item that they were definitely on, I felt like we could actually turn those bites that we were missing, or those fish chasing, or doing those different things that they did, slapping at the bait, and we could get them to bite the bait. It took a while because we both got caught up in the whole deal like, hey, we're getting bites. The fish are showing themselves. They're doing their thing. This has got to be the right presentation. Maybe we just tweak it in some way, but none of that seemed to make a difference. We had a couple on that came off. And finally I said, you know what? I'm going to switch colors. We were throwing your more, bluegill type colors, your more green pumpkin type colors, and then we switched over and went with more of a shad pattern. And boom, the first time I put that shad pattern on, bam, the fish ate it with a vengeance and had it in its mouth. That's another thing. Just based on the position of the hook and how well the fish takes the bait, that's a great indicator of whether you have the right color or not. And immediately I was affirmed that I think we're on the right color. This is something that could not be coincidence. So we kept on fishing and I kept going with that, and we weren't getting a ton of bites, but soon enough my friend, he decided I'm going to put something on shad pattern too. We basically went from a green pumpkin or bluegill type colors over to more of a shad or white type color pattern. And it wasn't very long before that he got a bite but lost it, and I was thinking, okay, maybe it's not. And then bam, he caught one. And that fish ate it and had it good in his mouth. So it was something where it couldn't have been coincidence. It had to be the matter of that we picked up the right color. We finally made the right adjustment. And that's what this video is really about. There are times when, a chrome type bait is going to be the key and they want that shiny bait fish type color. And then there's times when, man, they just want a crawfish type pattern. And just being able to adjust and not get locked up into the thing that, hey, at least we're getting bites, we need to stay with this. It's something that I've had a tendency to do in the past. And when you're just getting every other bite or third bite, you really need to examine the color you're throwing. And that was definitely the thing that made the difference yesterday. except we waited too long to make that adjustment. And I feel like if we would have done it earlier in the day, it could have made a bigger difference in the number of fish we caught. Just a quick video for you guys today. Wanted to share this thing that just happened yesterday. It was fresh on my mind. And if you're out there, I think it's always great to have a refresher on these types of topics that can be, in a lot of ways, they can be quite elementary in the game of fishing. But we need that memory jog to go, okay, yeah, color makes a difference. Thank you for tuning back into the YouTube channel. I certainly appreciate you guys watching. Please drop a comment down below, and if you got anything out of it, give me a thumbs up. Go over to my description section. There you'll find links to my merch, Team Niggemeyer Fishing, Facebook, Instagram, website, as well as a discount code for Amphibia eye gear, which are floating ANSI rated sunglasses that protect your eyes. Until next time, thanks for watching and good fishing.